are now listening to Ice Line Beats. You are now listening to Ice Line Beats.
Hey man, I think y'all ready for some boxing talk, fight fans. We got some fights to cover. What say y'all? Salute to the fam. Salute, salute, salute. It is the homie. Mainman Mademan is in the building, man. Salute. Hey, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Salute, fight fans. Once again, it's on, man. Once again, I want to say it is an honor and a pleasure. I repeat, a honor and a pleasure jumping on here, rocking out with the boxing fans and the boxing fam. Back again on a Sunday night, fight fans. Beautiful. Y'all know what that means. Our time now, man. Salute to you all, man. I want to give a major salute to everyone that catches this live. A definite salute to everyone that catches this on the playback. You know I gots to say, hit that thumbs up as you pull up, fight fans. Hey, do the homie a favor, man. Hit that thumbs up as you pull up, man. Salute to you all, man. That's what I want to say. Definitely hope all is well in the world. But for sure, I hope all is well in your world, man. What's up, fight fans, man? What's going on, man? You know the homie had to come on through for tonight's recap, sum up, wrap up, or whatever you want to call it, man, of yesterday's fights, man. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do an immediate reaction to the Canelo fight last night, so I definitely had to come on through this evening, man. But man, interesting night of fights, fight fans. Interesting nights of fights. I think the word of the day for this particular live stream is going to be the word age. I think age is definitely the appropriate word after seeing some of our favorite fighters that we've sat here and watched over the years. You know what I'm saying? We see them getting old right before our eyes. We saw Canelo Alverez in there last night, looked like he's, slowed down a bit. We saw Erislandy Law in there last night, looked like he slowed down a bit. And of course, Danny Garcia's looking like he calling it a career, fight fans, and we witnessed pretty much every step of Danny Garcia's career. So I think the word of the day is definitely age, man. Some of our favorite fighters is getting old. So this should be a message to the youngsters out there, man. Who gonna be the next guy? Who is going to be the next star? Of course, we got Gervonta Davis still doing his thing, but I mean, to the young up and comers, the Abdullah Masons of the world, the Kid Austins of the world, you know what I mean? Like, who is going to be the next major star in boxing? Because our current generation is aging. Terrence Crawford. How many fights we got left for my main man Bud? How many fights do we got left for my main man Bud? You know what I mean? So I definitely want to see some of these folks, step it up. Some of the newer generation come on through and start stepping it up. And hopefully, could continue to carry the torch of boxing, man. A lot of the youngsters, man, y'all got to understand. I was talking to this youngster earlier today, and he telling me, giving me all of this sad talk, right, about how he can't, do this and how he can't do this, and everyone is so against him, and oh man, this is just a messed up world. He don't want to work. I'm like, brother, what do you want to do? Y'all youngsters nowadays, man, y'all so lost out here, bro. I thought my generation was lost, but y'all be lost, man. Y'all just, cutting out of the game at younger ages. You just giving up in life young. Don't matter, you know what I mean? I always tell folks, man, if you're a youngin' and you feel like, everything is against you and you can't do this and you can't do that, I want you to go and read the story of Alexander the Great, aka Alexander the Greek. The reason why his story is so significant to a young person, because anytime you think that you can't do something, remember that Alexander the Great literally conquered the world in his 20s. He conquered the world in his 20s, man. I don't mean like a state. I don't mean like a continent. I don't mean like a little area, a country. He conquered the world in his 20s. If one human being can walk this earth and conquer the world in their 20s, why are you sitting here in your 20s looking at me telling me how hard it is for you to just walk down the street and get a job? Or how everyone is holding you back? That man conquered the world in his 20s. Can you do the same? You know what I'm saying? Can you do the same, man? Salute. Ishmael, what's up, Ishmael? Thanks for joining me tonight, Ishmael. Look like we got a light crew up in here tonight. I guess the fam turned in early. Or then again, it's football time, right? Speaking of football time, man. Damn, Joe Muhammad told him, when you see this, man, I don't know what they did to my Cowboys, bro. I don't know what that was about. I have no idea, man. Our defense just went poof, pow, be gone, bro. How did we go from 1 week playing the best defense in the league, damn near, to the following week, man, look, just totally fell apart? Man, New Orleans beat the brakes off us today, man. It hurt me to my heart, man, to see that loss like that, bro. Like, they came out hitting on all cylinders, man. Real spill, man. That boy Carr and that dude Sharif, man, they hooking up like crazy. They hooked up like that last week. And they came in going over the top on us today, man. I was hurt, bro. I'm like, dang, y'all ain't letting these fools go over the top, man. We got Zimmerman. What's up with the defense, bro? So our defense was like, I don't know, man. I think somebody put a hex on us or put a curse on us or something like that, man. But whatever the case may be, bro, I mean, we can't be playing like that, man. We can't be just having Panthers go over the top on us, running down our throat like it ain't nothing. I was really disappointed with our defense, but I was impressed with our O-line, though. Our O-line is still looking good. So, man, my Cowboys let me down today, man. I'm gonna feel better once I watch the highlights to the Commanders game. Maybe that'll make me feel a lot better. You know what I mean? So we're gonna push on through this, fight fans. It looked like I said before, we're gonna have a light crowd up in here tonight. Football has taken everybody away from Mainman, but the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's see. Look, I want to recap all of these fights from last night. The only fight that I don't want to speak on is the Rolly Romero fight. That fight was just awful. Didn't like nothing about the Rolly Romero fight, but the fight was trash. So outside of that, we're going to deal with pretty much all of the fights that went down last night. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we get to rolling through these fights, let me just start off right here, fam, because I left this story off from the other day, and I'm like, damn, man, as soon as I disconnected, I said, damn, I forgot to cover this, man. And so we got to speak about my main man, Shakur Stevenson. We know that Shakur Stevenson will now be missing the Joe Cordina fight due to an injured hand. There's also a video out there on social media, I'm sure y'all have seen by now, of the exact moment when Shakur Stevenson actually hurt his hand in sparring, where he looked like he hit the dude on the hip, and by him hitting the dude on the hip, it damaged his hand. I mean, he went down on the ground immediately after he landed that punch on the hip, and so he's going to be missing the Joe Cordina fight, man, which I think is honestly a blessing in disguise, if you ask me. The reason being, man, like I told y'all before, the Joe Cordina fight on pay-per-view was just a straight up bad idea. I mean, I don't care who want to come out here and say it makes sense for now. My main man Turkey may just want to use this to pay him, or whatever promoter that they using. Eddie may just want to use this to pay him, or whatever the case may be. Hey, listen, bro, this will be terrible for Shakur Stevenson in the future. You got to understand, if Shakur Stevenson want to land these big fights, or at least be respected in negotiations for these big fights, you know the first thing that these dudes do? The first thing that they do is what, fight fans? They go to your pay-per-view numbers. Or you ain't A side, you ain't B side, you ain't Z side, you ain't D side, you ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Because guess what? In your last pay-per-view, you sold 25,000 pay-per-views. So now they ain't gonna want to fight Shakur. He already got a style that repels a lot of opponents as it is. He's running behind a little stereotype nowadays, with people trying to say he's a runner or something to that effect. So listen, the last thing that Shakur Stevenson needs is to have a bad pay-per-view record to go on with the stereotype that he already wearing right now. And so I think that honestly, this is a blessing in disguise, because now whenever he approached the next fight, which is more than likely going to be William Zepeda, right? We know that William Zepeda is #1 in all sanctioning bodies at 135 pounds. So he wants the Zepeda fight. There's been some maybe whispers that Javante Davis may be looking to probably take the Williams and pay the fight. Never say never, you know what I mean? Never say never. That is an Oscar fighter, and Oscar and Floyd, I honestly think they have a fake little beef, you know what I'm saying, that they be doing in the public, but behind the scenes, them two will work with each other. I mean, honestly, you know what I'm saying? But then again, I don't even know why I'm mentioning Floyd. Floyd ain't got nothing to do with Tank no more. But the fact still remains is that, you know, for Shakur Stevenson, though, man, this is a good move. This is a blessing in disguise. Take it, heal up, get better, do what you got to do. You know, we're probably more than likely we're not going to see Shakur Stevenson again until next year, right around that Zepeda fight. So I think this is good for Shakur. I know a lot of people may say, yo, man, he was faking, he was this. This is exactly why I am glad that Shakur put that video out there. That way all y'all can shut the hell up, you know what I mean? Because I know all of the Devin fans, they sitting back waiting to say, oh, he's lying, or he's ducking, or he don't want to fight. Same with the Tank fans, same with the Ryan fans. You know, Shakur Stevenson pops up injured and they ready to jump out the window. Oh, he's faking, he's lying, he's this, he's that. So for that video to be out there along with this picture, I think this is good stuff. At least should, you know, let people know that Shakur Stevenson is not lying. You know what I mean? Really, really talented fighter. Can't wait for Shakur Stevenson to get back into the game. And take your time, young one. Take your time, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Get your hand together. You know what I mean? We'll see you before you know it. Just take your time, heal up, and get ready for that Zepeda fight. That Zepeda fight should be something big for him. Shakur can use some momentum, you know, especially after his last fight. The whole Tank thing didn't happen, so he can use some momentum. He can use a good big name fight. And I'm pretty sure with Shakur Stevenson, given that he left Bob Arum and he left his situation, he didn't leave that situation to move forward and say, hey, I want to just take mediocre fights. He left that situation. Keep in mind, leaving that situation means that he left the Teo fight, means that he left the Lomachenko fight. You know what I mean? And now, from what we see, it looked like Keyshawn Davis has a damn good shot of securing the Vasyl Lomachenko fight, at least per the rankings. What's up, LaJessica? What's up, Sister Queen? Thanks for joining me tonight. I got the fam out, man. They all out looking at football tonight, and so ain't nobody hitting me up. My main man right here. Hey, it's been a minute, my bro, and where is your blue suit, my man? Salute to my homie Captain 4G out there. Captain 4G is good. I'm on another thing now, and I can see who don't got their blue suits, man, and that's my man right there. Been rolling with me for quite some time. Salute to my main man Captain 4G, homie, and I hope all is well, bro. Hope you enjoyed last night's fights, man. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Shakur, man. Get yourself together, homie. We'll be waiting for you to come on back to the game. I think there's nothing left on the table, you know, outside of the Zepeda fight for Shakur. So take your time, bro. Get well. I think Zepeda got a fight coming up also. So just, you know, take your time, get well, and we'll see you when you get back, Holmes. Real spill. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing, fight fans. Let's keep it pushing. Let's start off with some of the last night's fights. Oh, but you know what? Before we do got one more thing to show. One more thing to show real quick. Let's put this up on the screen. I know the fam is already more than likely already seen this. Let me get myself out the way real quick. Excuse the black screen. Excuse the black screen, and we're gonna put this right here. Who this here, man? Who this here sitting at the UFC event, man? He ain't even go to the Canelo event. He chilling with the homie. Chilling with the plug. Chilling with the bag, fight fans. My main man Terrence Bud Crawford pops up at the UFC event. What are you talking about right here? Who thing is this? This is Benson, so we can listen to it. Let's listen to what Terrence Crawford was talking about, man. Oh, hold on. I know y'all might can't hear that, so stand by. Stand by. Stand by. 1 second so we can all hear this together.
Ready.
Just put me in the game. Just put me in the game. Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight.
Let's listen to him. Let's see.
Yo, Turkey. Tell him we going for Canelo next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Just put me in the game. Just put me in the game. Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight.
Okay, play
stay
one more
ready,
time,
though.
man.
Stay ready. That way we don't gotta get ready. Yo, Turkey. Tell him we going for Canelo next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Just put me in the game. Just put me in the game.
So there it is. I mean, listen. Terrence Crawford chilling with the plug. I think we at a point now when it come to Crawford and Canelo fight fans, ain't nobody believing that Turkey BSing at this point. I mean, bro, like I'm fucking with this whole thing right here, bro. Like he literally moving with the plug, bro. Like Turkey ain't got nobody else with him but Bud. Unless it's something I just don't know. Nobody else with him but Bud, bro. That's fire right there. Fire right there. Hey, Canelo, man. I don't know, bro. You might got to take this opportunity, man. You might got to take this opportunity, man. You might got to take this opportunity, man. But the only issue here is that I really don't see Canelo fighting Bud on Cinco de Mayo. I don't see it, man. I just don't see him. I don't see him fighting Bud on Cinco de Mayo. I think he's going to honestly try to maximize that day. And you know that's the next time he come in to fight. If he was the face Bud, it's just my opinion. Just my opinion. If he was the face Bud Crawford, I see him doing it in September. Not in the May. I think Cinco de Mayo, he do probably another, Latin fight or something like that. But honestly, I think that if Bud was to have a chance to get the Canelo fight, it may not happen until next September, unless Turkey can make him an offer that he can't refuse. I don't think that Turkey should have to give Canelo $150 million. I don't think that $150 million is needed, especially when Canelo didn't charge $150 for the other little dudes that he fought. He ain't charged $150 for no damn Amir Khan. He ain't charged $150 for no Jamel Charlo, and this was his recent fight. But all of a sudden, he need $150 million for Bud. So, I mean, hopefully he comes down on that price. Like I said earlier, man, or before, I think that Canelo deserves whatever his highest payday of his career is, more than likely against Floyd, right? So I think that Turkey should look at that and say, well, how much did you make against the great Floyd Mayweather? You made how much? 50 million, 60 million? Then let's operate in that ballpark. I think that's more than fair. That's more than fair, fight fans. I'm sure he got more. I'm sure he got less than that against his other opponent. I'm gonna look up some of his purses too, man. We're gonna look up that purse, some of the purses that Canelo charged the other little fighters. And we're gonna see that if he just looking at Bud and just trying to hit a lick on Bud, or just maybe trying to cash out, or just, just really don't want to fight, or whatever the case may be. But if it comes to Crawford and you still sticking to that $150 million price tag, Holmes, man, I think Turkey should just tell him to go jump in the lake. Go keep on marching towards 3 times undisputed, bud. Just keep on going down your route, bro. So, we're going to see how it all works out for my man right here, man. Salute to Bud Crawford. I mean, letting it be known. It would have been even better, though. This message would probably hit a little different if Bud would have did this actually at the fight. You know what I'm saying? It would have been, honestly, they should have showed up to the Canelo fight. I get it. I know Turkey Al-Sheikh is invested in that UFC thing, especially with them being inside of that new building. What was it called? The Spear. So I know Turkey Al-Sheikh is invested in that, but bro, y'all should have been at the Canelo fight. Y'all should have been pressing Canelo at the side, on the side of the ring, or running up in that joint after the fight was over. That's how y'all was supposed to carry it, not go down the street to the UFC event with Canelo on. I don't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We didn't get that moment last night, unfortunately. And I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, I wonder would Bud Crawford show up? But turns out, you know what I'm saying, he did show up, but he showed up at the venue down the street at the Sphere for the UFC event. So let's see if they can get that crack-a-lackin', man. I think, honestly, we'll see if Turkey can lure that. But if not, Bud Crawford's future is still bright no matter what. We know Sebastian Fundora and him negotiating, and if so if Canelo don't work out, we head towards Fundora, and we just keep things pushing, fight fans. It is what it is. It's still greatness, so no matter how you slice it. Some people are suggesting that Bud Crawford doesn't want to do anything but Canelo. I would disagree with that notion, and I don't accept it. I know that's the news that's out here, but I just don't accept that. I'm sorry. I heard the man say out of his own mouth that if he doesn't get Canelo Alverez, that he's cool with fighting Sebastian Fundora. The media is not reporting that because that's not click worthy, but that's exactly what the man said. And so my deal is, if we don't get Canelo, I'm cool with the Fundora fight. I'm cool with the whole 154-pound route. You know what I mean? So let's keep going, fight fans. Let's keep going. Let's start off with here, man. I want to talk about this one off the skip. So how do y'all think that this fight went? Cool boy Steph. I had some of y'all commenting, man, on the video like, yo, y'all thought that Cool Boy should have lost that, man. Very, very, very close fight. Cool Boy Steph get the split decision by defeating this guy Castro, and I gotta tell you, man, it was a really, really, really close fight. I would have been cool with it either side. If they would have raised Castro's hand, I don't think that I would have been here in the uproar. It was just that kind of fight. Stephen got the nod. Some of y'all say Mainman. I don't know if I seen him win enough rounds, especially with the knockdown and all that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta tell you, bro, in those early rounds, in the first, I don't know, I know for sure the first 2 rounds, I ain't get Fulton nothing, man. Fulton was getting mocked up. I mean, by that jab, bro. Castro's jab was just thudding on Fulton. I was super shocked to see him bleeding at the nose in those first 2 rounds. I was like, oh snap. And I already know what y'all gonna say. Oh, man, Monster ruined him, man. Monster took something away from Fulton. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna go down there. I'm not gonna say that right now. I'm gonna stick in the area of, this is the man's first fight at 126. This is his first fight under Bozy Ennis. And on top of that, he was inactive for over a year. So when you add those 3 factors, new coach, you know what I mean, inactive, you know what I mean, I think of those type, the first fight at a higher class, those things hold a lot of weight, you know what I'm saying? And that can be the cause for maybe the reason he looked the way he looked. I'm not ready to write Cool Boy Steph off just yet, man. But I know a lot of y'all are not too happy with his performance from last night. Now, I thought Castro did well. I thought he did very well. Matter of fact, let's put this up here real quick. I thought he did pretty good. I'm gonna get out the way. And we're gonna put these CompuBox stats up real quick as we talk about this fight. But I thought Castro did very, very well. But I think the problem for me for Castro, he started off good the first 2 rounds. He let Fulton get back in, and Fulton made an adjustment in about round 3 and 4, where Fulton started it because he was on the back foot in those first 2 rounds, and he said he tried to take the fight inside, and when he went inside, that kind of threw Castro off a little bit, I thought. And I gave those 2 rounds to Fulton when you give him 3 and 4. However, we know Castro had that knockdown in round 5, beautiful right hand that he landed in round 5. Hands down, that is a 10-8 round for Castro. Now, like I said in my video, through the first 5, I had Castro up 3 rounds to 2 with a knockdown. So at that point, he's up in the fight, no question. But however, when you go back to round 6, 7, in these rounds, Cool Boy Steph went back to the back foot, and he started to box on the back foot again. And I don't know if the changing the rhythm kind of threw Castro off a little bit, but he allowed Cool Boy Steph to grab a couple rounds. I think it was around, I want to say 6 and 7. I want to say 6 and 7-ish, somewhere around there. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what it was for me. And then, of course, Castro grabbed another round down in round 8, where he caught Stephen Fulton with another solid right hand and perhaps the best punch of the round in round 8. So I had to get that to Castro. We come back around to round 9. I think I gave that to Castro, and I gave 10 to Fulton, or either vice versa. But either way you slice it, that's how I came to my draw on my scorecard. I thought it was a real close fight though, man. And it could have went either way. If they even would have called it a draw, I think that would have been the better call, to call it a draw. But it could have went either way, man. It could have went either way. When we look at these punch stats right here, bro, let me see if I can pull this up some. Yeah, there we go. When you look at these punch stats, man, you see the total punches land, they were about neck and neck. Both Stephen Fulton landing 159 punches to Castro's 167. Fulton landed 38 to the body to Castro's 22 to the body. Now Fulton was a more accurate puncher, 35% landed, so he landed 159 out of 450. That's not too bad. And Castro landed at 25%, and I think a lot of that 25% more than likely started to come down the ending stretch of that fight, man. You know what I mean? Down the ending stretch of that fight. But much more inaccurate than Stephen Fulton in that fight. And when it comes to the jabs, which was Castro's money, that was just his money all night, especially in those early rounds. And his jab had some fucking weight on it, fight fans. His jab had some weight on that bad boy. That thing had some wind behind it, man. Because every time it landed, and then he was pumping it like 2-3 times. He pumping it 2, 3, sometimes 4 times. I'm like, damn, bro. He was trying to control Fulton with that jab, and that's why Fulton made the adjustment of saying, you know what, me being on the end of his jab ain't smart. Me on this back foot on the outside like this, I'm getting touched too much by this jab trying to get to the inside. So he swapped up and went inside. The problem with Stephen Fulton though, like he got no power. 8 knockouts, fight fans. Even his inside fighting was more slapping punches. He was doing that, you know how like sometimes fighters it ain't no knuckle punch. He hitting you with this. He's slapping the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, you gotta throw something with some knuckles on it. Every time he get to the inside, he just slapping. He's slapping and pushing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, that ain't gonna hurt nobody. That's why he wasn't hurting the dude Castro. He was just throwing just way too many slapping punches, even on the inside. So, but he had no power. Stephen Fulton is never been known as a power puncher. I think he only got like 8 knockouts. And, you know, he couldn't really stop people at 22. So we're not going to really be expecting for him to stop people at 26. How will 26 work out for Stephen Fulton? Time will tell. Didn't look nothing like the cool boy Steph we've known in the past. I thought he tried some things. It made, and to Stephen's, you know, credit, it could have been ring rust. I heard him saying to Bozy Ennis in the corner a couple times, like, I'm just rusty. I heard him saying that. So, I mean, it could have very well been ring rust. No doubt about it. But Castro landed 67 jabs he threw 353 jabs. So he damn near doubled the jabs of Stephen Fulton, man. He was jab heavy in those early rounds. Wasn't he, fight fans? Look at this shit here. Castro, in round 1, landed, 5 jabs out of 20? Look at that. The next one, he landed 6 out of 45. I mean, he just stayed. Matter of fact, every round he stayed on the jab. Yeah, that's that second column right there, if y'all can see it. Every round he stayed on that jab, bro. He averaging damn near at least 35 jabs a round. If I had to average all of these rounds out from the looks of it, it looks like he hanging around at least 35 to close to 40 jabs a round. So he was diligent in that shit, man. He was really diligent, and he stood to the script with it, man. It was doing a lot of damage early on Fulton. Fulton had to figure it out, get around it, duck under it to figure something out. But he figured he went to the inside and he wanted to stay on the inside. Matter of fact, his strategy was real similar to what Caleb Plant did. The only difference is when Caleb Plant went to the inside, he stayed there. He figured, oh, I found the adjustment that works. This adjustment works, and this guy McCumbee or Gumby or whatever his name was, well, he can't do nothing with me on the inside. He needs full extension. He needs to get some range. He needs to get some leverage on his shots, and without it, he ain't nothing. Well, in Cool Boy's case, he went inside, but by round 6 and 7, he bounced his ass back to the outside, and it looked like that adjustment came after he got dropped in round 5. And so, yeah, man, I mean, interesting performance, real close, man. DIL87 says, yo, Cool Boy has his character confusion. He's a boxer with no power. Stick to boxing and getting out of the center line angles and slick boxing. You're not a banger because you don't have power. Couldn't agree with that more, bro. And I'm sitting here wondering to myself, like, yo, I mean, I will say this. The inside fighting that he started to do, it did work. It changed up. It changed up things for this guy, Castro. You know what I'm saying? It changed up for him. It changed up some things. So, and on top of that, the rounds he's decided to go inside, I thought he was winning those rounds. The issue was he couldn't maintain it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually it got him dropped. And so what did it do? It made his ass bounce his ass back to the outside. And then he just kind of started doing a bit of a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, he tried to make the adjustment. He tried to figure something out. I think that him and Bozy got some ways to go. Bozy is used to training guys that can punch. So I think him and Bozy is just going to have to figure out what's the better way going forward, because Bozy, you ain't going to turn this man into no power puncher. You're just not going to do that. He can slip and dip. He's always been known to be a slick type fighter, but bro, you're not going to turn him into no power puncher. That's not going to happen. And Cool Boy going to have to figure something out, because them 26 fighters can punch, and he's going to be running into quite a few punches at that weight class. So he's going to have to figure that out real clear. You know what I'm saying? LaJessica says, who card did he fight on? I didn't see the fight last night. Oh, this was on the preliminaries last night, LaJessica. The preliminaries was right here on YouTube. I watched it right here on YouTube. Right after we got off last night's stream last night, the preliminaries went down here on YouTube. It was him. They had Roman Vila also on the preliminaries as well, but Roman wasn't fighting nobody. And the preliminaries was actually kind of fire. The fights was guys pretty good, including this one. You know what I mean? So, but either way, you know, and I don't know, like we was joking about it yesterday or the other day. Cool Boy getting knocked down to the preliminaries got to hurt. It does definitely got to hurt. But his performance right here is not going to set the world on fire, and so he's going to have to really, you know, continue to keep his name out there to continue to make inroads at 126. He don't got no belts. He's not a big power guy. He ain't gonna get no viral knockouts. Ain't gonna have a bunch of viral moments. And this is why Stephen Fulton took it upon himself to go and face Monster Inoue, even bucking his own side, because he knows when it comes to opportunities with the kind of fighter that he is, he gotta grab the bull by the horns, man. If the opportunity arises, he gotta take it. And it was actually a smart move that he didn't posture so much on that Inoue fight. It would have been better, you know, if he would have won it, but either way, he didn't posture. He went to Japan. He went in the backyard. I thought he was pushing, you know, he should have left 122 before that because he was already having weight issues. But he still took that fight. He defended his titles. He lost his belt. He didn't make no excuses. There was a lot of talks about Inoue's hand wraps around that fight. Remember, fight fans? But I mean, you know, he took the fight, and I actually respect Cool Boy Steph. I seen him as the best fighter at 22. However, at 126, Cool Boy, you got ways to go, my friend. You got ways to go. You got to get some pop in them punches, man. If not, you're going to have to rely a lot on those legs at 126. Guys like Ray Vargas, all of them dudes up there, man, they can punch. And speaking of which, where the hell is Gary Russell, man? Is Gary retired or what? Speaking of 26-pound fighters, is he retired or what? Let us know, bro, so we can move on and just know. You know what I mean? I need to reach out, man, because is Gary retired or what? We haven't seen, I'm talking 26 Gary, not Antoine. We ain't seen this cat in, what, 2 years now? 2 years? But I ain't seen no retirement announcement. I remember the surgery. After the surgery, we didn't see him no more. You know what I'm saying? The shoulder surgery. I don't know, man. So I hope my boy Gary Russell, I mean, the division is on fire. This is the hottest 126 has been in years. You got Cool Boy Steph up there and amongst a bunch of other fighters that are on your side of the street that you're supposed to be fighting. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, Vila got destroyed since DIO 87. Yeah, he got destroyed. I'm surprised the Boots fans ain't came out yet. Oh, well, Boots took something out of Vila. I mean, Boots did beat the brakes off that man, though. I got to give it to him. If the Boots fans did come out and say, yo, Boots took something out of Vila, I can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Boots beat the brakes off that boy. Let's keep it pushing, fight fans. Let's keep it pushing. Salute to Cool Boy Steph, though, once again for getting the split decision. Really too close for comfort kind of fight. And he was even surprised at the end when they called his name. You know what I mean? It was that kind of fight. He just didn't know. You know what I mean? But he got the ring rust off. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he gets better from here. We will be checking for him. Hopefully him and Bosie's relationship work out just fine, fight fans. But let's keep it pushing, shall we? Let's stop at this one right here. I want to talk about this Caleb Plant fight. Y'all got to forgive me last night. I pumped out all of those videos about all of the fight, and I actually did the Caleb Plant video. I probably don't release it till sometime tomorrow at this point, but I actually did the damn Caleb Plant video, but I dozed out before I got a chance to edit it and push it out. But I got to tell you, man, I was really, really impressed with Caleb Plant. And I don't often say that. And the reason I was so impressed, just like anybody else, we as a boxing fan, we love to see fighters overcome adversity in the ring, make the adjustment, then go off and dominate. And that's exactly what happened in this fight. Slim, I thought Caleb was going to get out of it. I thought Caleb was through. I thought he was through. Man, you can clearly see there was a punching power difference in this fight, clearly. Because this dude, McCumbee, a.k.a. ravishing Rick Rude and shit. Tell me he don't look like Rick Rude, fight fans. Come on, man. Maybe I'm tripping, man. Y'all don't think this dude look like ravishing Rick Rude? Whatever, cuz. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, McCumbee clearly was the bigger puncher. So all of the stuff that Caleb was doing in those early rounds, he'd be boxing, he'd be floating, moving, jabbing, moving, doing his boxing thing. And then out of nowhere, a right hand would land and boom, he's on shaky legs. boom, McCombie basically had an equalizer. He had an equalizer. He had a weapon where no matter what Caleb did, at any point in the fight, he can hurt Caleb Plant. And he hurt Caleb Plant several times in said fight, and even dropping Caleb Plant. Now, for Caleb for Caleb to get back on his feet. Sorry, fight fans, I'm getting a phone call coming through. For Caleb to get back on his feet, man, and to win this fight the way he did, to make the proper adjustment. Stand by, fight fans. To make the proper adjustment, you know what I'm saying? I was very, very impressed. I was very, very impressed. He made the adjustment, and his adjustment was just like we talked about with Stephen Fulton. He decided to go to the inside. And when he went to the inside, McCombie just became a lesser and lesser fighter. As long as Caleb was bouncing around on the outside, boxing and moving and grooving, McCombie can land that right hand and damn near. McCombie was even showboating a little bit. He was dancing off to the crowd, and I'm like, damn, McCombie really feeling himself, showboating and taunting Caleb Plant. And I'm like, yo, he feeling himself heavy right now, mainly because he knows that every time he lands that right hand, Caleb is hurt. But he did not see the adjustment coming. And when that adjustment came, bro, Caleb just started wailing on him on the inside, upstairs, downstairs, slipping, dipping, uppercuts on the inside. And I said, well, maybe after a couple rounds, because McCombie was doing so good in those early rounds, I said to myself, well, maybe in the later rounds, he going to make some sort of adjustment that's going to maybe counter what Caleb is doing. But he never adjusted. He never adjusted. You hurting Caleb Plant constantly, over and over again. But when he makes the adjustment, you didn't adjust. Caleb took the fight to the inside and literally started bullying the man. And I was just shocked. I was just like, what fight am I watching? Caleb didn't give up. Caleb didn't quit. Caleb didn't fold while getting hurt and putting on shaky legs over and over and over again. Nah, what he did do was he figured it out, man. He figured it out. And I was really blown away by it. I really, really was, man. And Caleb Plant eventually took the fight to this dude, beating the brakes off this cat. What happened? I think did his corner wave it off, fight fans? I forgot. I think his corner waved it off, right? Excuse me for that, man. But yeah, man, I mean, I just was honestly just like really blown away with the proper adjustment of Caleb Plant. And for him to go in there, he had his wife and kid on the sidelines, on the side of the ring. They were happier for him. They were proud for him, man. I mean, he literally came back from what was looking like he was going to be defeated and pulled out a win and did it in threatening fashion. Like, he didn't do it timidly. He didn't do it Arislandi lower back foot style. Hell nah, bruh. He went in there and fought his ass off and pulled this victory. So I want to give a major salute to Caleb Plant. I want to check something just so we can make sure that the record is clear here. Hold on. Yeah. I think he quit on his stool. I don't know why my memory is so shaky on this, man. And I watched this whole damn fight. I want to say he quit on his stool, right? Oh, no, the ref stepped in. That's what it was. The ref stepped in. Okay, yeah. He got hit with a good shot and the ref waved it off. That's what it was at the end of round 9. So that's how it was, man. But Caleb was bullying him so much at that point in the fight fans, where, yeah, the ref had to step in, man. It was just, and I'm like, yo, this dude McCombie is just not adjusting. He can't literally do anything with an inside fighter. If anyone is good on the inside, they're going to exploit this dude McCombie over and over again. He's a wide puncher too, so he punches kind of wide. Maybe that was the reason why he didn't have no luck on the inside. But once again, man, Caleb made the proper adjustment, bro. Just really, really blown away by the performance of Caleb Plant, and coming back from what I thought was going to perhaps be maybe even a stoppage, because he was just getting hurt just way too easy. So good shin on Caleb Plant, good fighting spirit, good fighting heart. And sometimes, you know, having your wife and kid in the audience, man, that would do that. Having your wife and kid watching you fight, hey, Papa ain't trying to lose. Papa trying to go home and be Superman. You don't want to go home and be Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure when he went home that night, he got himself a Superman celebration. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Caleb Plant, man, for pulling out this victory in a very, very tough scrap. Well, what started off as a tough scrap between him and this guy, Trevor McCumbee. What's up, Orlando? Salute to my main man, Orlando Finney out there, man. Yes, sir. Salute to you, Orlando, and I hope all is well, my man. Hope all is well. He says, what's good, man? And my fellow boxing enthusiasts, hit that like button. Everybody hit that thumbs up for the homie, man. I know y'all out there watching football and all that good stuff, man, but hit the thumbs up for the homie, man. Salute, man. Salute. Salute, salute. So, interesting fight, man. Congratulations, yes. Congratulations to Sweet Hands Plant. You know he won the WBA interim title, fight fans. He won the WBA interim title. So he's now in a really, really good position once again at 168 pounds. I tell you, boy, if PBC don't look out for no damn body, they always look out for Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the 168 pound division and see exactly what Caleb may be looking at right now. And I know, Canelo got all of the damn belts. Oh, I forgot. I didn't know Canelo vacated this IBF belt. And this is per the boxing scene rankings. I didn't realize that Canelo vacated that. So, but however, we know that Canelo currently has the WBA. And, yeah, he just got Edgar Berlanga up out of there. And so we know now Caleb Plant, who was originally 5th. How the hell he's 5th? And he's fighting for an interim title. Whatever, you know what I mean? But however, Caleb Plant is now 5th. So more than likely he'll be risen up in the rankings. Berlanga will be dropped. And Billy, maybe Planting and Billy. I like Planting and Billy. What's up with Planting and Billy? And Billy just fought too. I like that, man. Planting and Billy may make something happen, man. What's up with that? You know? Planting and Edgar Berlanga? Don't see that happening. Eddie Hearn and PBC, I don't think they're going to do that kind of business. It was something to see Eddie Hearn on a PBC podium yesterday, wasn't it, fight fans? But I don't think they're going to do that kind of business. I think, honestly, these two right here should square off, man. I think that'd be something good to watch. Caleb Plant and Billy. That'd be something good to watch. How about Caleb Plant and Munguia? I like that one too, fight fans. What about Caleb Plant and Munguia? I think I definitely like Caleb Plant and Munguia, man. Oh, man. Who did Munguia just... Damn, man. We just seen him just recently sign with someone. Who was it he just signed with? Damn, I'm a little murky on that one. He just linked up with somebody. But Munguia and Caleb Plant, man, I think that's the fight that I would love to see for Caleb Plant if they can lock this down. If they can lock down Jaime Munguia and Caleb Plant, I like that fight, fans. What say y'all? What say y'all? Y'all like that Caleb Plant and Jaime Munguia? I think that's a good one, bro. Jessica says that's a good fight. Congrats to Swoda. We already read that one right there. But I like the Munguia and Caleb fight, bro. I like the Munguia and Caleb fight. I really do, fight fans. So we'll see how that all kind of works out. And I'm sorry I didn't realize I had my picture right there blocking the damn rankings and shit. But yeah, here it is again. Jaime Munguia number 2 over here in the WBC. Surprised that he's still rated so high, but then again I shouldn't be because it's the WBC. But he just came off of a loss against Canelo Alverez and he's still rated number 2. So maybe I got to go over to the WBC's website to see if that still stands. But as for, once again, Caleb Plant, man, him and Jaime Munguia is a smoking fight for 168. If not, I like him and Christian and Billy. Smoking fight. Those are two damn near smoking fights for Caleb Plant at 168 pounds. What say y'all, fight fans? What say y'all? William Skoll? Nah, not really. The Diego Pacheco fight? Nah, not really. Nah, not really. Man, let's get Munguia, man. Munguia and Plant, bro. That's fire, bro. That's fire. It don't get no fire, more fire than that. I don't think that Berlanga's on the table. Let's do Jaime Munguia versus Caleb Plant, and I think that is fire. Mexican versus a white fighter. Oh, it'll sell very, very well. I'm sure that PBC will be looking at that matchup for sure, fight fans. So we'll see how that all works out. You know what I mean? We'll see how that all works out. But congratulations to Caleb Plant once again. Congratulations to your man. You eked out that victory. Looked damn good doing it. You know what I'm saying? Caleb is back into the conversation. Possibly en route to a title fight fans. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? What Canelo does with those belts. But Caleb Plant is right there in line. Congratulations to Caleb Plant and PBC. Y'all stay hooking the man up, man. Real talk. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing, fight fans. What my music sounding like, man? I can barely hear any music on here. Turn this up just a little bit. So let's keep it pushing, shall we? Let's move on to this one right here. Let's do Danny and Laura. Salute to Danny and Laura. Should I say salute to Erislandy Laura for getting the victory over Danny Garcia, possibly retiring Danny Garcia last night, fight fans. And I got to tell you, man, I would be lying if I told y'all I didn't expect this or something to this effect. You know what I mean? I didn't expect Laura to stop Danny. I thought that Laura maybe would have got a decision. Or I didn't expect for Angel to be waving this off. But that's exactly what happened. Laura didn't really even do anything special last night, fight fans. He just simply just moved and jabbed. Kept the space between him and Danny. Kept Danny on the end of the shots. Didn't give Danny anything close. Made Danny have to move his feet to eat up the real estate. He didn't do anything spectacular, should I say. You know what I mean? He just literally, and it almost frustrated me as a boxing fan. Even though the fight was boring as hell, it still frustrated me as a boxing fan like Danny. If this is going to be your last hurrah, bro, why ain't you going for it? Why ain't you just like, you know what, throwing caution to the wind? This may be my last fight of my career. Why not go out with a bang? Why not go out with the people at least trying or chanting my name or boosting me up or something? Like, he went out with a straight up whisper, bro. Whisper. And granted, I get it, fight fans. He made good money. He silk shirt Danny, so on and so forth. But bro, like, this is your last hurrah. If there's any time that you're going to just say, you know what, even though I may blow my load, even though I might get tired, even though something, I at least got to try to make something happen. Bro, Danny was like a deer in the headlights for at least 60-70% of this fight. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. I'm like, bro, typical Danny Garcia, hands in his pocket, never sure of himself, kept on the outside, out of range. And as long as he's outside, out of range, he's unsure. You know what I mean? Lord just keeping the jab on him, keeping him unsure. And I'm like, bro, Danny, just throw a no-look left hook. Throw one of them bitches. It was bad, bro. DIAL87 says, talk about the worst exits ever. The ref asked if Danny wants to continue, and Danny said to Angel, no. Yeah, that was just like, bro. And then the Lord dropped him. What round was that? I'm a little murky on the details. Lord dropped him. Lord dropped him last night with a shot that it was just like a basic shot, fight fans. Like a basic shot. And then I almost wonder in my mind, I'm thinking in my mind, I had to look at that knockdown a couple times. I'm like, did he quit? Because it almost looked like he went, the way he went down, like he hesitated. You know what I mean? Like, should I do it? Fuck it, I'm gonna go down. So I'm asking to myself, like, did he quit? Some may see this as a quit, as opposed to just being a stoppage. Because dog, that shot was like, I mean, he got back up, but I'm like, why did you even go down? Like, when he went down, it was almost like he got hit, boom. Then he started to go down, then he caught himself, and then he went down. And I'm like, bro, that shot was like, it just wasn't like it didn't look like Lord even put much into it. You know what I mean? And I'm just, it was terrible, bro. At this point, Danny got nowhere to go. He has to retire to Jessica. He has to. At this point, there's nowhere to go. There's no last hurrah moments. If you can't beat 41-year-old Laura, who can't move like he used to, forget it. It's a wrap. And keep in mind, you know what was also another thing that was frustrating? I'm looking at Laura's back foot, his back leg. Clearly, that's the leg that don't click too well for Laura. So I'm saying to myself, why ain't Danny trying to push him back on that leg? Why ain't Danny trying to bowl his way to the inside and make Laura have to fall back on that leg all through the fight? Any scouting report, any trainer, any manager would have told their fighter, look at his leg. He keeps that leg straight. He keeps it stiff at all times. He's dragging it around. It's like a ball and chain. It's like a ball and chain. If you know that's his weak spot, let's push him back on that leg all night long until he has to back into ropes, because that leg gonna get tired. That leg is not 100%. And that's why Lord just kept it in the center of the ring. And people say, well, Lord didn't go after Danny. Granted, Lord did. Why would he go after Danny? He went in the fight. It's on Danny Garcia to make something happen. Lord just cruising. Okay, you gonna make this easy for me? Cool, I'm gonna cruise. I'm just gonna sit here in the middle of the ring, and every time you get within range, here's a jab, here's another jab. I'm gonna take a step back. Here's a jab. Here's another jab. I'm gonna take a step back. Here's a jab. And I'm like, man, rush him. Tuck that chin, dip that head, get low. Nothing. You did none of that. You ain't even pushed the man back on his leg. And so that made me go, man, Danny the hunger is clearly gone. All Danny doing is just getting in shape camps. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it. The game plan, he looked like Danny from 7-8 years ago. Nothing new added to the game. People have said over the years, man, he has to get rid of his daddy. He has to get rid of Angel. He got to find new training. He got to do this. He got to do that. That's never came. He rose and fell with his father. He rose and fell with his father. Respectable to a certain degree, but never added nothing new to his game. Feet look just as slow as ever. You know what I mean? Just terrible. Just terrible. And so Aristotle Laura cruised here to a victory. Easy work. I think did I even give Danny any round? I think I gave Danny like 1 or 2 rounds, maybe. I know for sure I gave him 1. I don't even know if I gave him 2. It just was bad fight, fans. So at this point, Danny Garcia, in my opinion, he got no reason to hang around the game, bro. There is no more bags. He's not going to be able to avenge any of his losses. The Porter's already gone. Earl ain't gonna even look in this direction again, and neither will Keith or anyone. And the Terrence Crawford situation, Danny is going to be 75, 80 years old, sitting around with the biggest regret of what if. Of what if? Disgusting. Sad. Hunger. You got to stay active. You got to stay hungry, fight fans. That's the name of the game. Can't just, do what you want to do, cherry pick, don't take the game serious, dipping in, dipping out of the sport of boxing. This question about Danny Garcia will or will he not make the Hall of Fame? It's going to be some hard truth for me. I've already answered this question a couple weeks ago when we talked about it. And I got to say, fight fans, I told y'all, and my answer still stands, unfortunately. The answer for me of whether or not Danny Garcia should make the Hall of Fame is a no. Is a no. And we went through this. The reason it's a no, I get it. He did some good stuff at 40. He beat some really good names, man. He beat Hall of Famers at 40, man. Eric Morales, right? Zab Zuda. So, man, how could you say something like that, man? He beat Hall of Fame names himself. It's really, really simple. And we went through this a couple weeks ago. The reason that Danny doesn't make the Hall of Fame mainly because of his last 10 years. Danny hasn't had a big win in 10 years. That's too long, fight fans. That's too long. You can't go 10 years in the sport of boxing and not have a decent victory. Matter of fact, do this real quick. Just so people can see for themselves and you can tell me if y'all see Hall of Fame for Danny Garcia. Let's take a look at this. Let's put it on the screen. Most of us got this stuff memorized, but some of us don't, so I'll do it for everybody, right? So put it right here on the screen real quick, man. Let's take a look at this. You should have it up there, right? Okay, let me get this picture out of y'all way. Hold on, stand by. Still working on some buttons here, fight fans. Still working on some buttons. Let me get this picture out of your way so we can all watch this together. Get these ads out the way. Get these ads out the way. We don't want no problems. All right, here we go. So let's roll down this, man. Let's roll down this. What am I doing? All right, there we go. There we go. That's about right. All right, so let's roll down this real quick. So Danny Swift Garcia, 41 fights, 37 wins, 4 losses, 21 KOs. Get out of here, man. Now this is the issue that people have. I should have did this on Wikipedia. This is the issue that people have. This is what I'm saying. Now we got the Laura fight, right? Cool. He took that loss. Jose Benavidez. That's not a big win, even though he won it by majority decision. Not a big win. Lost to Earl Spence. Ivan Redcat, not a big win. Adrian Granados, not a big win. Sean Porter, loss. Brandon Rios, not a big win. Keith Thurman, loss. We're already at 2017. Samuel Vargas, not a big win. Robert the Ghost Guerrero, fight fans. Oh, okay, so it wasn't quite 10, it was 8. I'm sorry, it was 8 years. So I thought it was 10. 8 years, that's still a long time. So, and some may say, man, is that really that big of a win? The reason I classify this as a big win, because he won a world title. This was the last world title that Danny Garcia held. The WBC belt at 147 pounds. So some of y'all may say, man, I don't even know if that's big enough for me. Robert Guerrero, I mean, yeah, Guerrero, he fought Floyd, he beat Floyd, he beat my man Berto, he beat Andre Berto. I mean, I'd say that this was Danny's last big win. This was 8 years ago. A little over 8 years ago. I don't know, fight fans. That's a long time. Paulie Malignaggi, that's not bad of a win. But now we outside of that 8-year window. Lamont Peterson, that was a good win. This is where the things starting to get good. Mauricio Herrera. I seen him lose this fight in Puerto Rico back in 2014. That was 10 years ago. Lucas Matisse, big win. This is when Danny was Danny. But we're looking at 2013, 2012, 2012. This is when Danny was Danny. But since then, the best we got is Robert Guerrero and nothing in 8 years. I can't give him that, fight fans. That's tough. That's tough. Eric Morales was shot beyond belief when Danny fought him. Bullet holes everywhere. Yeah, he was old, bro. He was over the hill. I give him more credit for the first time than the second time. You know what I'm saying? But bro, this is just not enough. Granted, he had 3 belts at 140. 3 belts. He wasn't quite undisputed. He didn't go. He vacated one of the belts. So he had, and plus Bud had the other one. He didn't want to fight Bud at 140. That's big. Didn't have a big win as far as the big names he fought at 47. He lost his best fights. Lost to Keith. Lost to Sean. These are the best fights. Lost to Keith. Lost to Sean. Lost to Earl. It's close, fam. It's close. Really close. And I don't know if I can give him. I don't think I can give him that, man. I really don't think I can give him that, bro. What say y'all? Does Danny Garcia make y'all Hall of Fame? Let me know. 8 years? 8 years? For real? 8 years. DGO, what up with you, man? Now we know that Danny never did anything at 47, 54, and 60. That's tough. That's 3 weight classes, bro. Having 3 belts is good. Don't get me wrong. Having 3 belts is damn good, but not when you still got a whole half a career to go, bro. Like, that's just, I can't do it. I can't. Maybe he makes the commercial boxing Hall of Fame, but Mainman's Hall of Fame, an avid boxing fan, I can't give it to him. I can't give nobody 8 years of nothing. 8 years of doing mediocrity. 8 years of mediocrity. That's a long time, man. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of years, bro. That's a lot of years. Danny didn't want to be there anymore. He realized how comfortable life was before last fight, being a family man. Yeah, I think what it is with him is just, you know, it's just that the magic is gone. It's just as simple as that. All fighters eventually reach that point. Some reach it later than others, but just the magic is gone. You know what I mean? It's not a diss towards Danny. Danny been around the game for a long time, and the magic is gone. The hunger, him going down off of that shot that he went down from Laura, That tells me everything. Him going down on that shot tells me everything. Any other fighter would have been a bit more grittier in that moment and fought to stay on their feet. It's like he fought to go down. Like, instead of fighting to stand on your feet, he literally fought to go down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he forced himself to look like to go down and look like, you know what I mean? That tells me everything at this point. You know what I mean? The fact that even Danny Garcia couldn't even go to the full-fledged weight class of 160. They had to do this at a catch weight of 157. All of that just spells to me just, you know, Danny just need to hang it up, bro. So retire before something bad happens at this point. And I don't got Danny Garcia beating nobody at 54, nobody at 60. If he gonna beat anybody, it's gonna be somebody at 140 pounds. You know what I mean? That's about as good as it's gonna get. But I got Danny Garcia competing with no one in the top 5, top 10, maybe even top 15 fight fans. It's just that bad, and it's really sad. It's really sad to see his career come to an end like this. I honestly thought that maybe he could have resurged his career, or maybe gave his career a second win. But I don't know. When I seen him skip 154, like just jump over the entire weight class, like screw those dudes, I'm trying to find an easy touch. That was another thing that let me know a lot about Danny Garcia. It's gone. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And I have been watching Danny Garcia his entire career. I've covered so many Danny Garcia fights. I mean, I covered all of those fights down at 145 fans. That's how long Mainman been around. I covered those fights. Danny used to be one of my favorite guys back in the day. I used to be pushing him in that Bud rivalry back then. All I ever wanted to see was Danny versus Bud. All I ever wanted to see. You know, ever since Angel Garcia called Bud Crawford nappy head and all of that other shit back in the day. All I ever wanted to see was that fight. But it is what it is. Hey, Music Mindset, at the very least, if he decides to hang around the fight game, at the very least, you got to get rid of Angel. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? But I remember at one time, what fight was that? When Angel said something and they tried to ban him from the fight, and Danny threatened to pull out of the fight if Angel wasn't there. So I think honestly at this point it's just too far gone. Like it ain't gonna happen. He's not gonna enter a fight without Angel, and he needs more training. He needs more added to his game. He ain't got the work ethic to do it. He just don't have the fire in the belly. And it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. I mean, he needs to retire. I didn't see any articles. I missed his post-fight interview after the fight yesterday, so I don't think he announced his retirement last night, but I didn't see any articles speaking about his retirement. But it's time, bro. There's nothing left for Danny Garcia in the sport of boxing. Nothing but Friday night fights. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. Boy need another trainer. If he's going to continue, let his dad relax and retire and get healthy. Yeah, same thing for Angel as well. Angel has some health issues going on clearly. So yeah, man, I mean, I think they both need to just call it a career. You know what I mean? Maybe start a gym, you know, start helping out some of the youngsters around Philly. You know, if you want to stay around the fight game, maybe start training or something to that effect. But get out of the ring, bro. We don't even want to see you no more. That crowd was booing last night. It was a boring fight. It was hard to watch. It was like watching a dance recital. Both men literally at points were standing in front of each other just dancing. Not even swinging, just dancing. It was hard. And I can't stomach nothing like that from Danny again, bro. After the Earl fight, watching how he fought Earl fresh off of a car accident, felt like, yo, I could pick on Danny Garcia. Earl Spence Jr. know damn well you would never come off of a car accident talking about getting in the ring with a Terrence Crawford. But they felt as though they can pick on Danny. So that speaks volumes, man. Hang it up, Danny. Good career. You know what I mean? If Danny announces his retirement, we'll sit down. We'll go through Danny's career and we'll give him a good send-off. You know what I mean? But as far as that Hall of Fame thing, I can't give it to him. Not in good faith. Can't give it to him, fight fans. Can't give it to him. What say y'all? Angel Angel don't look strong, man. He needs to chill out. Yeah, I'd like to see Danny go and get Sean Porter's dad to train him for one more fight. He was out of the ring for a long time, and I think that he has one more in him. I don't know how you see that one more. Where? I mean, even at points, Jose Benavidez was hanging with him with the one leg. I mean, where do you see one more in Danny, bro? And against who? Against who? Against who? He ain't beating nobody at 54. Bud crushes him. Earl would beat him in a rematch, more than likely if Earl was still Earl. Zoo beats him. Charlo would destroy him. I mean, against who? If he did stay around the fight game, go to Bozy. I think Bozy would be a good thing for him. Go to Bozy. Bozy would teach him how to break down properly. Danny was, and that's another thing about Danny. Danny has never really been a break you down kind of fighter. He's always been known for his counter punching, but never was like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna break you down to the body, then break you down to the head. Like, that has never been Danny Garcia, and it has a lot to do with Angel. Unfortunately, he was just never that kind of fighter. Even a lot of the wins he got at 40 back then, I remember the talk. He was counted out all of those fights. That's what made Danny Garcia's name rise the way it did, because all of those fights at 40, even though Zab was older, even though Eric Morales was a bit older, he still was counted out of all of those fights. And he was definitely counted out against Amir Khan. Everyone thought that Khan was going to go in there and put on a boxing clinic until Danny hit him with the no-look left hook and turned his ass into a question mark. So, you know, Danny beat some odds. I would definitely give him credit for that. He definitely beat some odds. He wasn't even supposed to be around this long in the old days, but he beat the odds. PBC looked out for him when he first came to 147, got him an easy title shot. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence Jr. Could have got that title shot before Danny did, but Earl went to the IBF route, and Danny decided to stay where he was at, and he ended up getting that belt. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. But as far as Hall of Fame, I got to give it a no, man. Maybe, I don't know. I got to give it a, maybe one of y'all can convince me, but I just don't see how that's going to happen, man. I just don't see how that's going to happen. Let's keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to the big one. Shall we, fight fans? Canelo. Pulling out the victory over Edgar Berlanga last night. Didn't get the stoppage, fight fans. Didn't get the stoppage, but still, all in all, a decent performance from Canelo Alverez indeed. You know what I mean? I may have gave Edgar Berlanga about 2 rounds, maybe 3, but nothing more than that. But it was majority. This was all Canelo Alverez. Now, Canelo did a slight adjustment. I don't know if y'all peeped that out early on in the fight. If you go to the early rounds, what have we been knowing Canelo Alverez to do? We've been knowing Canelo Alverez to be a slow starter, then take that activity to about midway, and then start to be the typical Canelo Alverez, right? However, in last night's fight, and I think he came out that way because he clearly seen that this kid is young, he's probably strong, which was honestly a bit shocking from Canelo. He's young, he's strong, and you still put yourself in harm's way. But Canelo came out kind of firing on all cylinders early last night. Early. You know what I mean? And he got that when he dropped Edgar Berlanga in like round 3. And that was due to the fact that he pushed his activity to the early portions of the fight, but he took off for some of the middle portion of the fight. Normally, it's vice versa. You know what I mean? And in the middle portion, this is where you saw Edgar Berlanga kind of maybe grabbing a couple rounds because Canelo became basic at that point, just kind of sticking to the script, coming forward, throwing nothing more than that up jab he likes to throw. You know what I mean? When he kind of got into that posture in the mid portions of the fight, I say, oh, he played switcheroo. He took the activity and moved it to the beginning of the fight, and Canelo is still suffering from that low gas tank. Canelo literally fights on a half a tank. You know what I'm saying? And it don't take much for Canelo to kind of blow his load. That's always been Canelo Alvarez. He learned over the years to not be this aggressive kind of guy for majority of the fight, gas out, taking off rounds while dead tired, can't really defend himself. That's one of the reasons, you know, he got spanked against Floyd Mayweather, but that amongst other reasons, you know what I'm saying? But the fact still remains is that, he took that activity to the midpoint of the fight, and that gave Berlanga a couple rounds to get back in, but it also dropped Berlanga early. Canelo looked way smaller than Berlanga in there last night. It's always good to see a smaller cat beating on a bigger cat, you know what I'm saying? It's always good to see that, man. So I was really I caught that from the fight last night. I said, yeah, he definitely plays switcheroo, and he's trying something a little bit different, and he took those middle rounds off more than anything. I want to stop and give a major salute to my main man DIL87 out there in the super chat. My man, salute to you, bro, and thank you for that support, my friend. Much love to you, man. He says, yo, Victor Postal would have beaten Danny at 140 in my opinion. The height, the length, the jab, great lateral movement, good combos, takes a good shot, very cerebral. Yeah, you know, we never got that Postal fight because after Danny beat Matisse, he moved up to that catchweight and he fought Lamar Peterson at the catchweight. And that would have been something to see, you know what I'm saying, if they would have did that. Matisse went on to face Victor Postal, losing to Victor Postal, and then Terrence Crawford came through and kicked Victor Postal's ass, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, honestly, him and Postal that would have been interesting, but Danny seen Terrence Crawford coming at that time. And Danny just flew his ass up out of the division. And people say, well, man, no, because Danny was getting big and he was outgrowing 140. Then why the hell did he go to a catchweight? Why the hell did he go to a catchweight? Why didn't he go to 147? Fought Lamont at the catchweight, right? Bud Crawford steps into the division. Danny steps out. Bro, I was going off at that time, man. Man, I was going off. Hey, DIL, I was going at that time, bro. I was raising all kind of hell. Pissed off that Danny Garcia had made that move. We wanted Danny and Bud back then. We talking 2014-ish. And he was running from Bud then. Bud get to 47, he looks right through Bud Crawford. See, I never forgot this stuff from Danny Garcia. Look right through Bud Crawford. It was such a bad time, bro. It was such a bad time. But we never got Danny versus Postal. That would have been a really interesting chess match. You think that Postal could have? I think Postal could have got him. At that time, Postal was younger. He was coming off that amateur run, and he was getting all of these accolades. He's an Olympian. So yeah, I mean, Postal would have probably tried to box Danny, but Danny was letting his hands go a little bit more back then than he is now. So, but I think I would have probably leaned towards Postal though. That would have been a real interesting fight. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, one of the ones that we never got. You know what I mean? But the question that's going to be faced to a lot of boxing fans is Danny Garcia's run at 140 strong enough to overcome the last 8 years? That's what it comes down to. If you want to make a Hall of Fame argument of any kind for Danny Garcia, the question you asking yourself is Danny Garcia's run at 140. Is that strong enough to overcome the last 8 years? And if you can say yeah, then you should be putting him in the Hall of Fame. I can't do it. Music Mindset says, I want to see Plant versus Berlanga press conference would be epic. That'll be fire, bro. I take it. I just don't think that PBC would do business with Eddie Hearn, but I definitely take it, man. For sure. But Canelo Alverez, man, coming through, getting the victory last night. Now, everyone expected for Canelo to win last night, right? I think that most people expected for Canelo to get the stoppage, and he didn't get the stoppage. So now Edgar Berlanga is walking around here with a newfound public image of being the guy that went 12 rounds with Canelo. And I'm sure if you are pro Berlanga, you're going to compare this to a lot of the other performances that Canelo fought, or people he stopped or didn't stop, or especially like a guy like Charlo, which was the last fight, who Charlo did absolutely nothing. So I'm sure people going to say, yo, man, Berlanga did better than Charlo, man, and that's good. Whatever. You know what I mean? You don't get no extra chips from me. You lost, bro. You went in there and lost, and you lost 80% of the fight. I don't give a damn if he made it to the final bell fight, fans. The fact of the matter is, he may have won 2 rounds if we lucky. So if y'all want to walk around with some moral victory because of that, whatever, man. Whatever. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is that the young 20-something-year-old got beat down by the 30, damn near 40-year-old. That's what happened here. But Canelo did his thing, man. He did his thing. He dropped Berlanga early in the fight. He kept just, walking him down for majority of the fight, putting himself in harm's way. We seen him too. We seen Berlanga complaining to the ref about Canelo's punching outside of the clinch, like soon as they, punching right after the break. And Canelo had an issue with Berlanga with the headbutts. Honestly, Berlanga should have got more dirtier. I said to myself, Berlanga, you need to stop with this, because I heard Berlanga in this post-fight interview. Oh, he's my hero. I've always looked up to him. Granted, cool. And that may have translated into the ring. But homie, you should have got dirty with him. He did not like it dirty. You don't make fights comfortable. When this fight is going to get back into the mindset, if something is making my opponent uncomfortable, I'm going to keep doing it. Canelo, you already know the Puerto Rican and Mexico rivalry, so I'm sure the crowd would have ate it up like crazy. No one would have faulted him for it. I said to myself, Berlanga should have got dirty. He should have used his size and got really dirty with Canelo. Sure, Canelo would have been protesting. Sure, Canelo would have been complaining. But guess what? Canelo would have been getting marked the fuck up. He should have threw his weight around a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Instead, Canelo came out pushing forward. Both of these dudes don't got the fastest feet. Canelo came out scooting forward while Berlanga was scooting backwards. And I said to myself, Berlanga on the back foot, not a good idea. If you look at any of Edgar Berlanga's fights, when he comes forward in that scooting fashion is when he kind of dictates. Going backwards, not his strong point. Canelo pushed him back to that back foot in those first 4 rounds. We didn't see Berlanga start coming forward till like 5-6 rounds into the fight. And I said to myself, I'm like, damn, look, it's so wild to me when I be seeing a smaller dude just walk down, come forward, just walking you down, putting himself in harm's way, and he's the smaller man. I got to give Canelo credit for the way he was using his uppercut. That corkscrew kind of punch that he got is like a jab, but it ain't a jab. Beautiful, you know what I'm saying? He was working that all night. The left hook that came out of nowhere, fight fans. Let's put this up on the screen. I think we got some footage of this. Man, that left hook he whipped that bad boy out like a dragon's tail, bruh. I mean, he whipped that bitch out like a dragon's tail, bro. Real spill. Let's put this up on the screen, man. I was like, Lord. I mean, whip that bad boy out. Didn't he, fight fans? I don't be no sound here. Look at this shit, man. I mean, just look at this. Look at it. Look. Now, as you can see right here, right? Look at Berlanga. Look at Berlanga. Back footing. Now he lateral right now, but straight on the back foot. Back. Look at it. Just Canelo just bullying him, it seemed like. Just walking him down. Back foot. All of the teasing and stuff that went on. Oh, this is the wrong clip. Hold on 1 second. All of this back foot moving, man. Hold on. Where's it? Oh, this one he got dropped right here. Oh my Lord. We can't do this but so much. So finds himself in the corner. Let's mute that. Look at this here, man. Now he coming forward right here. Now back to the back foot, scooting back. Boom. Oh my Lord. If you would have blinked, you would have missed it. My goodness, if you would have blinked, you would have missed it. Did y'all even see that shit? Look at Berlanga like, yo, who hit me, man? Who did somebody in the audience just throw something in the ring? Like that thing was like a dragon's tail, bruh. Smack up. Lord have mercy. That thing was quick, fast, on the button. Just a flash knockdown though. But quick, fast, and on the button. Bang! Oh my Lord, that was beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful, fight fans. And so, that came from Berlanga just inching on that back foot, man. I'm saying to myself, bro, stay off of the back foot, man. Won't you start trying to walk him down, get dirty with him, go to his inside, go to the body, hit him with some uppercuts, get forceful with him. You the younger man, you should have the better gas tank. But Canelo, old man, walking him down, schooled them basically to a certain degree. I mean, granted, Berlanga is not the most skilled opponent already. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. He's already not the most skilled opponent. But at the end of the day, bro, like I still would have thought he would have used his physicality a bit more. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. Canelo has a great left hook. Not easy to read because he throws it the same way. So he throws it the same way to the body in the same sequence. And that's the thing about Canelo. He stays consistent into the script. When it comes to his defense, it's always the exact same. He keeps his hands in the exact same place. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the way he punches, same punches over and over again. Left hook, hard jab, left hook downstairs. It's the same thing. It's not nothing overly scientific. It's just that people, it's something when they get in front of him. I don't know if they starstruck. I don't know. Look, even in that moment, he rallying to the crowd, and look at Berlanga. Berlanga is so focused on what Canelo doing, he smiles at Canelo. Like, look at him. taking it all in. Like, what's that, bro? Like, come on. It's something about when they get in that ring with Canelo, bro. It's like a certain level of respect that they show him is just unheard of. See, Bud Crawford ain't gonna show him this kind of respect. You raise your hands up in the air like that with Bud Crawford that close to you like that, bro. Come on, man. You think Bud gonna sit there and watch him do that? Just gonna watch him raise his hand and rally up the crowd? No freaking way. Berlanga was supposed to rush him, get a bit more physical with him. That's how you get rid of, that's how you deal with guys like this, man. You know, I mean, if you know you can't win in a boxing match, you know he's far too experienced for you, you have to use your physicality and get a little bit dirty. That's just what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But Berlanga, to me, just didn't use his physicality enough, didn't get rough enough, stayed on the back foot too much of that fight. I'd say about 70% of that fight he was on his back foot. Canelo just walking him down, is looking good to the judges. You know, Berlanga started to bite down a little bit in the mid to late rounds, but not nothing that was overly memorable. You know what I mean? So good win by Canelo Alvarez. No one didn't think that Canelo Alvarez would not win this fight. The only question for us was he winning it by stoppage or was he going to win it by a decision? You know what I mean? And I think most of us thought it was going to happen by stoppage. Edgar Berlanga landed 119 punches out of 446 punches thrown. So he threw just like about 18, about, what's that? 18 punches less than Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, he threw 18 punches less than Canelo Alvarez. However, Canelo's landing percentage is at 43% and Berlanga's is at 26%. And that's all that back foot fighting. That back staying out of range, being too respectful, not going at him, you know what I'm saying? Not even when Canelo, because Canelo took a few rounds off. It looked like he was in the fight. That's what Canelo was good for doing. Canelo does this thing where he fools his opponents, making it look like he's still fighting. Whole time he taking time off. He's still coming forward. He still got his hands up. But if you notice, when he gets into these postures, he'll just rely strictly on his jab. Strictly on his jab. When Canelo's still coming forward but just doing nothing but the jab, he taking time off. He disguised that shit very well. And during those low points when Canelo was kind of getting that second win, we didn't see Berlanga kind of going for it. You know what I mean? And I never understand that with Canelo's opponents. Everyone that Canelo fights, and Bud get this fight, we know we're going to be putting it out there heavy in scouting reports. When you fight Canelo, there is going to come a time he has to take off. It's not even a question of if, it's when. It's when. If you look at Canelo's last, 7-8 fights, he does it every fight. He's going to take a period of time off in his fight. It may be 2 rounds, it may be 3 rounds. Now, after that time he takes off, he's going to come back firing on all cylinders. But during that low point, you got to jump on him. See, that was the beautiful thing about Bivol. When Bivol had Canelo up against them ropes looking like a sad puppy, Canelo wanted to swing. He was just sitting there getting hit. He couldn't. And Bivol figured out, I'm not taking my foot off this gas. You can't, you tired. So even though I'm not hitting you with hard shots, I'm still going to hit you. I'm still going to make you have to weave through all of these punches that I'm throwing at you because you can't do much. And so even as a matter of fact, what Canelo has even been doing, purposely backing himself up to the ropes in a lot of fights, waving people in. Come on, backing up into the ropes, taking time off. And that's when you got to rush him, bro. You got to make that time count. When he's low on energy, when he's giving him 3-4 rounds of activity, he's going to take off. That's when you got to exploit him. I'm telling you, man, it does it so much. It's a constant thing. And if Terrence Crawford get this fight, we going to be pushing that shit out there like crazy. You know what I'm saying? we going to make sure that Bomac hear that, man. Real spill. So when it comes to these punch stats, fight fans, I can't honestly say that nothing really stands out aside from the fact that Canelo's landing percentage. If you look at the top column in that total punches category, Canelo's landing percentage just like dwarfed Berlanga every single round. Shit, in round 2, he connected on 50% of his punches. He connected on 50% of his punches. Just not enough from Berlanga. Not enough. Didn't land enough. Definitely didn't he didn't outthrow Canelo and didn't outland him. How about jabs? Didn't outland. He didn't lead in no statistical category. There's not one stat on this sheet that Berlanga leads in. Whether it's power punches, whether it's body punches, and look at the body punches. Canelo dwarfed Berlanga's body punches 49-18. It just wasn't enough of nothing. Pull that up. Just wasn't enough of nothing. And so this is why he lost that fight, man. This is why he lost that fight. Canelo has a great left hook, not easy to read. Yeah, we just read that. He's banking on fighting tough opposition and losing to guys like Porter one time in ESJ. You talking about Danny. Okay, so yeah, man, but honestly, man, all in all, man, a good performance from Canelo. Subpar performance from Edgar Berlanga at best. Yeah, he may have got a couple decent shots in here and there, but nothing memorable, nothing overwhelming. And it is what it is. I mean, we know that Edgar Berlanga shouldn't even been in this fight from the first place. The best thing that he can walk away with this is just the fact of being praised for going 12 rounds with Canelo. Will that help him going forward? Don't know. I don't know how it could. I think that the momentum may still be kind of high that he can still get a decent fight. Given that he's coming off of the Canelo fight with such high name recognition, Berlanga is still in the running to still get a decent name fight. As far as if he beats these dudes, did the needle move for me at any for Edgar Berlanga after this fight? None. The same way I felt about Edgar Berlanga before this fight, I feel about him after this fight. As for Canelo, job well done. I actually give him credit for beating the younger man. That's sometimes not easy to do. You got to give credit for that. He stepped in there, though it wasn't an opponent that none of us cared about, though it was an opponent that no one asked for. All of us would have preferred to see David Benavidez. The fact still remains, he still fought a kid that's in his 20s, and that's just not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? We seen that my man Terrence Crawford dealing with young Israel Madrimov, and we seen that wasn't easy for him to do. Sometimes when you're an aging guy, and especially a guy like Canelo, who started fighting at the age of 15, he's been fighting since 15, so he got more miles on him than most. And for him to still be getting in there with 20-year-olds, that's my silver lining of this fight. That's my good word for this fight. And that's Mainman holding back a hell of a lot. You know what I'm saying? A hell of a lot. So I think I deserve some credit for that fight, fans. You know what I mean? Real spill. Y'all know that me and the Canelo fans are not quite always on the same page in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? They don't like me, and I mean, I don't like them, and they damn sure don't like me. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, Canelo Nation. And we're going to have a date coming up real soon, Canelo fans. If he accepts this Terrence Crawford fight, Lord knows, it's going to be me against y'all. And it's going to be on and popping. You know what I'm talking about? Real spill. We've already been down the #1 pound for pound argument, Canelo Nation. You know what I mean? We've already been down that route years ago, when y'all tried to put this man #1 pound for pound, until we said, hold up, wait a minute, let's put this shit on the table. So let's see what happens. You know what I mean? If not, let's get David Benavidez. There's no reason why Canelo Alverez should not be fighting David Benavidez nor Terrence Crawford in his next fight. I mean, who is he going to go fight? He going to try to get the Bivol Beterbiev winner? Whatever. You're just going to get beat down in that fight, bro. Why not just do what the fans want to see? There's no reason not to accept it. The money, the biggest bag you ever see for either fighter. The money is there. The fanfare is there. As a matter of fact, Canelo probably hasn't had a major fight that encompasses all of boxing fans, not just his base, but all of boxing fans. He hasn't had one in a while. The Charlo one had the potential, but given that it was Jamel instead of Jamal, that hurt things. You know what I'm saying? The Gennady Golovkin fight, 40-year-old. A lot of people don't praise that too much. John Ryder's and Callum Smith's, we didn't get anything from those. Matter of fact, the last perhaps universal accepted fight from Canelo Alvarez maybe was Danny Jacobs. So it would be nice that Canelo can join the rest of the boxing world. He don't need to. Clearly, he's making 30, 40, 50 million dollars a fight, no matter who he fights. But you know, the rest of the boxing world would love to, you know, participate and big up a Canelo fight, but you got to do the stuff that the fans want to see, fight fans. And Canelo fans, I'm not arguing with y'all no more. I think that me and majority of boxing fans are all on the same page. The only ones who ain't on the same page are y'all. Y'all the only ones who don't want to hold his feet to the fire, so he ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? So Canelo fans, it would be nice if y'all can join the rest of the boxing world and call for Canelo versus David Benavidez, or call for Canelo versus Terence Crawford, because that's just what we want. You know what I mean? Real spill. Mr. All Hell Breaks Loose, what up with you? Salute, salute, salute. This was a 90-10 fight. Berlanga isn't in Canelo's class, and we all know it. Canelo still selling these duck fights. 100%. This fight shouldn't have even happened. And to know that Eddie Hearn suckered PBC into doing this is like, wow. Wow. It's one thing to see Canelo. But then again, it's arguably still Canelo. I mean, he literally went over there and told PBC, y'all gonna do business with Eddie. Do y'all understand how much PBC go out of their way to not deal with Eddie Hearn? And Canelo comes over there, snaps his finger one time, and here we are, presto changeo. PBC dealing with Eddie Hearn and his fighter in Berlanga. This was crazy, bro. This was crazy. So my deal is this with Canelo. Now that this crap is out the way, it's either David or bust. Or else I don't want to hear shit else about Canelo or whatever, whoever he's fighting. I'll just treat his next fight the same way we treated this fight. We literally gave minimum coverage to this fight. I think I didn't speak about this fight until like a day or two before the fight, because I just didn't give a shit. We knew you was going to win one way or the other. We want you in a 50-50 fight. Like Mr. All Hell Breaks Loose just said, this was a 90-10 fight. I'd go as far as say 95 and 5. This was that kind of fight, man. So listen, we tired of seeing this kind of stuff. Give us a 50-50 deal. Give us something that you know, don't know if you're going to win or lose. You know what I mean? But in the end, I think that Canelo, I don't see where he goes. I don't know. Maybe he invents someone. I don't know. I don't know where he goes outside of David and Terrence. But this is just what we want to see. So I will say this though. If Canelo gets that 150, damn, respect. Then it looks like he's the smartest genius in the room. If he still fights Terrence and he gets that 150, then he's going to start to look like the smartest man in the room. Because it's going to look like the only reason that he wasn't doing certain things was to swell that bag. And can you blame him? Like I said before, when Canelo originally said the 150 to 200 million number, he was joking. Boxing took it serious. And now that's his position. Same way with Terrence Bud Crawford. When originally he was talking about Canelo, the man was joking. But the boxing world took it serious. Hence, here we are today now. So, you do got to wonder, is he just posturing to swell the bag because they just, quite frankly, might just give it to him? I don't think he deserves that amount of money, but who am I? That's a lot of damn money. And you ain't asked no one else for that amount of money. Why Bud and David? Why? He's getting older now, and so on and so. So is Bud. Him and Bud are damn the same age. Him and Crawford is damn near the same age. You want to say one thing about Benavidez, cool, but him and Crawford are damn near the same age. Well, man, he ain't gonna get no credit for that fight. Why does it matter how much credit that Canelo was going to get if you charge him 150? Damn credit. I don't need credit if you're gonna pay me 150. You can call me whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta say you can say I'm cherry picking, you can say whatever you want. I got 150 million in the bank. So miss me with that, oh, he ain't gonna get credit shit. You if they talking about offering you a good lump sum, man, get out of here, bro. They ain't got nothing to do with no damn credit. What was he talking about credit with Amir Khan? See, this is the thing about Canelo. Anytime anyone brings up anything, any reason why he won't fight Bud Crawford, the first thing that people are going to do is say, well, you didn't say that against this guy. You didn't say that against that guy. We got too much proof. We got too much. So your Bud excuses don't pass the smell test. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't. Do I want the Bud and Canelo fight? Am I pressing for that fight? No. Am I going to do a bunch of live streams about that fight? Probably not. I'll do a whole bunch of them about Bud and versus Fundora. I'll do a whole bunch of them about Bud going for 3 times undisputed. This is just for shits and giggles, in my opinion. If Bud beats Canelo, all-time great, no question. Bud loses to Canelo, still an all-time great, still a Hall of Famer. As for Canelo, he beats Bud Crawford, his prize, huge bag of money. He loses, legacy under threat. Legacy under threat. Because we're going to take a look at clenbuterol and the fact that you lost to Terrence Bud Crawford, and we're going to see what the computers say then. Canelo fans, I don't think that y'all would like that very much. See, that's the difference between Mainman and most. We're going to put it all on the table. We ain't forgot. Now, clenbuterol can go away. No one got to remember clenbuterol. We ain't even got to talk about clenbuterol ever again if you fight and beat David. No one got to talk about clenbuterol. Clenbuterol what? Who he did what? He avenged that loss. Who cares? He avenged that scandal. Who cares? We can be right there. Hall of Fame Canelo. Hall of Fame, no question. We'll rank him amongst some of the greatest Latin fighters, you know, that ever graced the stage. We'll put him in the class of the Chavezes. We'll put him in the classes of the Salvador Sanchez's. We'll put him in the classes of the Marco Antonio Barreras. We'll be talking like that. All you gotta do is beat David. It's not so hard to do. Not so hard to do. Just beat David. Simple. And then we got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? We got nothing to say. So it is what it is, fine. But all in all, decent performance from Canelo Alverez, I will say. Dominated Edgar Berlanga, not a surprise to many. Didn't catch much of the post-fight press conference, so we don't got no audio from that tonight. I see Canelo showed up in some of his name brand pajamas there. You know what I'm saying? He's pajamas Canelo now, so good stuff for Canelo, man. But all in all, it's only one route and one route only. As for Edgar Berlanga, just to get a quick glimpse real quick, I think we already checked out the did we check the boxing rankings out for 68? Yeah, we did check the boxing rankings out for 68. And we said earlier, yeah, we'd love to see Edgar Berlanga versus maybe what's my guy, Caleb Plant. Oh no, not Caleb Plant, but then again, he's on the other side of the street. So I don't know, bro. It's a process for Berlanga. I don't. It's like he don't have nothing that I'm just like really pressing to see him in fights like that. It's just, I don't know, bro. I just think that maybe continue to build him, however they do it, man. But I can't say I'm pressing to see Berlanga in a lot of big fights. But I'll take him in maybe Caleb Plant. I'll take it. But I'm just not high on this dude, bro. Just not high on this dude. He's always been a really kind of basic type dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Never really just was that high on him. And so I can't say what I really want to see with Berlanga. I just want to see them continue to build him. They continue to build him, and they build him in a proper fashion. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me, fight fans. What say y'all? You know what I mean? What say y'all? With that being said, fam, it's going on 10 o'clock. I think we're going to get ready to shut this one on down. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to do a recap right here, man, of the weekend's fight. Once again, we didn't touch the Rolly Romero situation. The Rolly Romero fight to me was just kind of trash. You know, it was kind of trash. You know what I mean? And outside of that, though, it was still an interesting weekend of boxing. At least this is out the way. You know what I mean? At least at this point, we're not expecting to see Canelo Alvarez back into the ring until sometime in 2025. More than likely May of 2025. That's going to be a lot of time, fight fans. And so, I mean, it's cool with me. May 2025, but it's got to be David Benavidez or nothing. Unfortunately, David at that point will be well into 175 pounds. So he'll be acclimated to a whole nother weight class. More than likely, Canelo will probably try to drag him back down in weight if they're going to do the fight. Maybe this is why David was still kind of hovering around 168 before he finally planted his feet at 175 for good. But I don't know, something like that may happen. So we won't see Canelo Alverez until next May. David, keep your third eye open. He may try to drag you back down in weight if he takes the fight. I'm sure that's what he's waiting on, for David to grow into 175, become much more acclimated, and then try to, you know, cut some corners on him. You know what I'm saying? So just be ready, bro. Just be ready. If Terrence Crawford secures the fight, great. That's good for Bud Crawford. He definitely deserves it. You know what I'm saying? And I will be definitely supporting and rooting for that fight. But I cannot lie to y'all fight fans. I'm hoping that Bud Crawford goes towards Sebastian Fundora, like I'm hearing, instead. You know what I'm saying? Canelo ain't coming back until next May, Bud. I mean, you ain't gonna want to sit around until then. So at the very least, bro, you know what I'm saying? Just get Fundora out the way, get those 3 belts, and let's see what's up with Tim Tszyu, and let's go for undisputed. I'm with it. What say y'all? I'm with it. But with that being said, fight fans, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. I got an early morning to get to in the AM. Wanted to get on here and give this full show, man. Hopefully, to the fam that didn't show up tonight, hopefully y'all enjoyed all of the football games. You know what I'm saying? I've been having this problem for years, fight fans. I've had to move the show off at Sunday nights for this particular reason, because we got Sunday night football that starts at 8 o'clock around the same time that I like to get on here and do the show. So it's always been a clash between me and Sunday night football. Can't do it on Mondays because we got Monday night football. So that always makes it hard. But we're going to keep the show going, and we're going to keep on showing up on Sunday nights and stay in our time slot. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There go my main man right there, Muhammad Tola. Hey, Muhammad Tola, I'm hurting for them Cowboys, bro. What the hell happened to our defense, man? I'm sitting here, man, going off about the defense that we had a week ago, and it just didn't even show up today, bro. Somebody definitely must have gave our secondary some Axlax or something, man, and had their stomachs all messed up or something going on, bro, because that was just terrible, bro. I mean, going over the top on us, man, we can't have that next week, man. We just cannot have that. But that hurt me to my heart. And I know your ass out there smiling from ear to ear to my main man, Muhammad Tola. I'm hurt, bro. But we back next week, you know what I'm saying? He told me I tried to protect you, bro. Come on, man, we going to the ship. That ain't stopped. We may not do it undefeated, but we still going to the ship. It is what it is. Y'all have a blessed night out there, fight fans. Remember, man, demons are everywhere. They want to hurt you, harm you, making you think that you are not great, more than a conqueror, got a divine energy flowing through you. They don't want you to change the world, fight fans. You have the power to change the world. Do the homie a favor. Go out here and change the world for the best. And when you do it, come on back here and let me and the fam know how you did it. You have a good one, fight fans. I see y'all in a couple days. We'll be back on here probably Tuesday, no later than Wednesday. I see y'all real soon, man. Have a blessed night, man. And until the next video, fam, bam. Ways I
have.
You are now listening to
Get ready, fight fans, for the return of our